Good afternoon. We'll start as we always do with some opening comments from coach, and then we'll go to questions in the room.
Obviously a very disappointing game for us. I thought we played a great first half, and I think our start to the third quarter was really rough. There's a couple times we got good shots where we missed the layups or missed the free throws, but the biggest problem was I thought we start taking some tough shots and going away from the game plan to start the third, and then once New York got going, we couldn't get it stopped. But give them a lot of credit. We've gone in and had some great starts against them, but they do not quit. They're got that championship level belief in themselves, and that's something that we're going to have to grow.
What was the difference with you guys 12-19 and went to the second? What do you feel like changed from that point forward?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we didn't get the ball inside as much. I thought we took some tough shots, and then, every time we were taking a tough shot and we're on the floor, they're turning those into points, transition points. Like when it was matched up and half court defense for us, for the most part, it was really good. We made it tough on their best players, made them take tough shots. They made some of them, but I thought overall that was good. We just have to, be a little bit better in terms of taking care of the ball and with our shot selection in particular in the second half.
Coach Nas broke the franchise record for consecutive games played. Just talk about her being an Iron Woman and being able to put in the lineup every day and perform. And it's solid game today as well.
Yeah, now obviously she's done it for a while to get to this point where she set the record, but she's just very consistent worker. She shows up every day. She does what she's supposed to. She's had an outstanding season so far. She's just very reliable, and she's come a long way this year, and I think she's just having a special season.
You'd like to experiment a little bit lineup in the third quarter. You usually don't run out of features. Before, they got a few minutes before she got home. Just wondering sort of what the process was for you on the sideline that led to throwing stuff on the wall.
Well, hopefully it was better thought out than just throwing stuff at the wall. But I thought Nia gave us good minutes in the first half, and we wanted to work her back in, but we still wanted to keep our size advantage in the post and be able to work inside out a little bit. And Nia's a good 3-point shooter. So we were thinking we could go inside out with her, and but we had to go to the bench a couple times, and the bench did fine. We just didn't take great shots or the turnovers that led directly to transition baskets. Those are the things that you look back on and kind of regret.
We'll jump to Zoom. Go ahead, Megan.
Oh. Hey, Coach, good to see you. I wanted to ask you about, obviously there's a common theme now where the team has had, kind of these big leads, and we've talked about previously keeping, kind of the foot to the floor there with the pedal. I'm just curious of what you think from your perspective might be the cause for hey, we've got this big lead, but we aren't able to keep it.
Well, I think it could be different things on, any given game. It may not be the same thing every time. Today I think it was just, they made a run. We got a little bit frustrated rather than pulling together and getting locked back in. I think a big part of it is, two of them are to New York, and they're at home, and they're one of the best teams in the league. And, when they get it going, you got to step up and knock down some shots and at least be able to trade baskets with them a little bit when they get it going. And unfortunately we didn't do that. The third quarter, we only scored 11. So, they closed the gap real quickly in the third quarter. I forget what it was, maybe 11-2, 11-0, something like that. And, you spent the whole half building that lead, and to see it go that fast, it can be tough emotionally, but we have to handle those situations better. And, our goal is, and you can see it through 20 minutes or 25. Our goal is to be a complete team and be in a position at the end where we're very tough out in the playoffs and we have a chance to win a championship. And, hopefully each one of these is a learning experience that makes us a little tougher for the next time.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Those two numbers that stood out to me was the 15 turnovers that you mentioned before, and also going 60% at the free throw line. Talk about those two aspects of the game and how they really affected the game today.
Yeah, I mean, we're just, we're a good free throw shooting team, and we had an unusually bad day at the line. And, those things will happen. You just have to, forget about it and don't let it affect the next one. You just have to, you can't be fooled by, you missed a couple free throws and you think you're having a bad day. You're not. It's just chance. Just go be ready to knock down the next one when you get an opportunity. And, it's frustrating just because you can see how good we can be and we all want to get there as quickly as possible. But we're having to learn the hard way a lot this year. Like everything that when we start messing up, the other team always capitalizes, every once in a while you'd like some good luck where all of a sudden you screw up and they miss. But they're forcing us to get better, and that's what we're going to do.
Go ahead, Ernest.
Coach, Alicia Gray was visibly upset or frustrated at times during the game, even leaving the court briefly. What's your approach to helping players navigate those moments in high-stake games like this?
Well, obviously, Leisha is a great competitor, and she's emotionally, locked in on the game. Like she really wants to win, and if a call goes the wrong way, sometimes she lets it bother her. I don't know exactly how we can get that rectified, but like I think the fact that she is so competitive is one of the reasons she's so great. So you definitely want to make sure that you're making good decisions while you're out there, and you want to have an edge about you without going over the edge. So she's been great all season long. She just had a kind of a tough shooting night tonight, but she was getting good looks. She was getting to the foul line. She was defending. She's just been one of the best players in the league this year, and she is as competitive as anybody in the league.
Go ahead, Wilton.
Coach, I mean, when you think about the Liberty, the players that people think about the most, obviously, is Breanna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. But today it was obviously Leona Phoebish finished with the game high 21 points. What was the game plan specifically for her? And once you started to see that she was finding a rhythm, what were some of your things you were trying to do to slow her down?
Well, I don't know that we were doing anything specifically to slow her down. Like we gave up some threes to her. They'd come off a ball screen, and then we need to be getting back to the shooters quicker than we did. And we one time we messed up a communication. She got an open three. Another two of them, we are slow getting out of our gaps back to a shooter. It's just little breakdowns. And like I said, like she's a great shooter, obviously, but as soon as we made a mistake or we were a little bit late in recovering, she made us pay. She's that good.
What you're saying before about not getting the shot. If your top two options on offense, it seems like you have to, either play really straight or at least better get the offense going. But in the post, if you have the matchup there, if a team like New York is doing, with Stewie and Unleash, and then they were really hard doubling up the weak side corner and the entry to the post, what do you want the third option to do?
If the post gets doubled, we should be cutting, replacing, spacing out. And, we did pretty well with it early. Like they double, we threw it back out to now. She hit a three. We had opportunities there. I just didn't think we had enough post touches in the second half, and we didn't, they did a better job protecting the paint, and we didn't really do a great job making threes when we kicked it out. And then, but, you know, for the most part, our players are trying to do the right thing. We just kind of pressed a little bit, forced some tough shots. And then when you force the tough shots, they end up getting out in conversion. And we were a lot better once we were able to just get our defense set and, you know, make them run their plays, or at least their continuity offense.
Awesome. Thanks for your time, everyone. Nice woman, Caldwell. We'll start with questions in the room, and then we'll go to questions on Zoom. Perfect.
Hey.
Just they were late in the second half, especially. What impact do you feel like that build up of their ability to come back? Your offense makes
You said their length?
Yeah.
Like their size?
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty, pretty big and athletic, so, I feel like anyone that's taller and bigger than somebody has a bit of an advantage there. They use that to their advantage. I feel like we had some good defensive possessions, but we couldn't, you know, stack them one top of another. So yeah.
Nas, I know it came in a loss, but you set the franchise record for Iron Woman with consecutive games you play in a row. What does it mean to you to be so durable and be able to show up every day and perform really well?
Yeah, it's great. I take pride in making sure I'm taking care of my body. You know, the saying about, you know, the best ability is availability, and I take that to heart, being able to, you know, do what I can every single night. And that starts with, you know, rest and recovery, take care of your body. So you know, it's great. I love to be playing this game and being on the floor with the, you know, Atlanta dream across my chest. So really happy about that.
It feels either be like the cutting and the and ball movement in the second half slowed down for you compared to the first.
Yeah, I definitely would say that it did. I think a big part of that is that we didn't get the stops that we got in the first half. Obviously, you can push the ball in transition. Once you get the defensive rebound, go down the floor. Hopefully, they're not matched up, and you can move the ball quickly like that. But they were scoring more, which slowed us down a little bit. They tried to pick up our point guards a little higher, so then we couldn't get the start of our pace going. So I definitely would say our pace in the first half compared to the second half was a big difference. And I do think a lot of that was because we weren't able to get the stops that we were in the first half and the second half.
We'll jump to Zoom. Go ahead, Megan.
Hey Nas, hey Maya, good to see you both. Nas, this question is for you as one of the like kind of vocal leaders on the team. Can you speak to any words that you might have shared today after today's game?
Yeah, I just think, you know, I talked about having to finish games. You know, we've talked about this a couple of times. And that's just a matter of fact. I mean, we had a pretty decent lead, and obviously this is a game of runs, and what happens in the first half, you know, can be completely different from the second half, but we have to find a way to make sure that we're executing to the point where no team is able to come back on us. And that's hard. I mean, New York's a great team. There's so many great teams in the league that every team's going to challenge you, whether they're down 5 or down 20. But you have to be able to hold on to that. I think the great teams are able to do that. And I think we're going to find that, but we have to do it consistently.
Go ahead, Glaze. Emmanuel, you're on mute.
Yep, sorry about that. Maya, talk about you do have a good game. Looks like you're handling Sabrina, but then a Phoebus come out and she chokes as a game like tonight. Talk about the wings of the Liberty and trying to slow them down in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, like Nas says, this is a great team. There was a lot of focus on Sabrina. We know what she can do, and Phoebe obviously showed what she can do. There were some things we could have made some adjustments on defensively with her. But I mean, they're great players, so things like this happen.
We're good. Thank you for your time, everyone.
Thanks, guys.